Have you ever walked into a room and felt an invisible force shift the air? A man stands apart, not loud, not flashy, yet his presence demands attention without demanding a thing. His silence screams louder than words, and his gaze cuts through facades like a blade through silk. This is the Sigma male, and his body language is a language only the rarest understand. Welcome to Sigma Male Community, where we decode the unspoken codes of men who forge their own paths, unshackled by the noise of conformity. Today we're diving into 11 strange body language cues only Sigma males display, signals that radiate self-mastery, resilience, and an unyielding inner compass. These are the subtle, unshakable markers of a man who lives by his own decree, rooted in the stoic wisdom of controlling what's within and letting the chaos of the world unfold around him. Stay with us because these cues will not only reveal the Sigma's power but might just awaken something in you. 1. The stillness that resonates like thunder. In a world of restless motion, where men fidget to fill the void or posture to claim space, the Sigma male stands as a monolith of calm. His stillness isn't the absence of action, it's the presence of purpose, a contained storm that hums with latent power. Every micro-movement, whether a slow blink or a deliberate shift of his shoulders, is filtered through an ironclad intent. He doesn't twitch to ease tension or adjust to please others. He settles into his space like a mountain rooted in the earth, radiating a certainty that says, "I am here because I choose to be." This isn't arrogance, it's the stoic embodiment of sovereignty, where inner strength dictates outer presence. This stillness creates a ripple effect, unsettling those who thrive on performative energy. In a room buzzing with loud gestures and forced laughter, the Sigma's calm becomes a gravitational pull. People sense it instinctively. His lack of neediness exposes their own. It's as if his presence holds a mirror to the frantic, making them feel transparent, their insecurities laid bare under the weight of his deliberate composure. The Stoic principle of focusing only on what's within your control shines here. He doesn't need to dominate the room because he's already mastered himself. Picture a high-stakes meeting, voices escalate, hands wave, egos clash. The Sigma sits, unmoving, his posture a silent declaration of authority. His stillness isn't passive, it's a calculated choice, a refusal to be swept into the chaos of external validation. Colleagues glance his way, expecting a reaction, but find only a calm that forces them to question their own agitation. This is the Sigma's power. He doesn't need to shout to be heard, his presence speaks louder than words. For the Sigma male, stillness is a discipline, a stoic practice of filtering out the noise of the world. It's not about detachment but about profound connection, to his own purpose, his own path. At Sigma Male Community we see this as the cornerstone of true strength. If you recognize this stillness in yourself, you're already walking the path of a man who commands his own reality, unshaken by the storms around him. 2. The gaze that unstitches your facade. The Sigma male's gaze is a quiet weapon, not aggressive but piercing, like a surgeon's scalpel seeking truth beneath the surface. When he locks eyes, it's neither a challenge nor a plea, it's an equilibrium that unsettles. He doesn't search for your secrets, he creates a space where they spill out unbidden. His steady, unblinking look carries the stoic clarity of a mind that observes without being swayed, a mirror that reflects your intent back at you with unnerving precision. This gaze isn't about dominance, it's about perception. In a crowded bar, while others dodge eye contact or overplay their confidence, the Sigma's eyes hold steady, assessing not just your words but the subtext behind them. It's as if he's saying, "I see the fracture in your mask. Will you admit it?" This creates a silent pressure, not because he demands confession, but because his calm presence exposes the artifice of those who hide behind bravado or charm. The Stoic principle of rational observation fuels this. He doesn't react to the performance, he dissects the blueprint beneath it. Imagine a tense negotiation. The other party leans in, voice rising, eyes darting. The Sigma meets their gaze, unhurried, his face a canvas of calm. The silence stretches and suddenly their bluster falters, their true motives leaking through the cracks. His gaze doesn't force this, it simply allows it, like a still lake revealing what sinks beneath the ripples. This is the Sigma's mastery. He sees without being seen, understands without being swayed. At Sigma Male Community, we champion this disciplined observation as a hallmark of the Sigma mindset. It's not about intimidation but about clarity, a stoic commitment to truth over illusion. If you've ever felt someone unravel under your steady gaze, you know this power. It's the ability to see through the noise, to hold space for truth, and to walk away unshaken by the facades others cling to. 3. The delayed reaction, a calculated eclipse. When the room erupts in laughter or gasps at sudden news, the Sigma male remains an island of calm, his reaction a deliberate choice rather than a reflex. He doesn't mirror the crowd's energy to fit in. He observes the emotional tide before deciding his response. This fractional delay, a smile that dawns slowly, a nod that arrives after assessment, isn't hesitation but sovereignty, a stoic refusal to be pulled into the current of collective emotion. His pause is a filter, ensuring his reactions align with his inner truth. This calculated eclipse unsettles those who thrive on instant validation. Picture a comedy club. A punchline lands and the crowd roars. The Sigma's lips might curl, but only after he's weighed the moment's authenticity. His delay forces others to second-guess their own reactions, exposing the performative nature of their laughter. This isn't aloofness, it's the stoic practice of mastering one's responses, ensuring they serve purpose rather than habit. In personal interactions, this trait is magnetic. When a friend shares dramatic news, the Sigma doesn't rush to gasp or console. He listens, processes, and responds with a clarity that cuts through emotional fog. His restraint creates a space where others feel seen, not judged, their words given weight by his deliberate engagement. This is the Sigma's gift. He doesn't react to the world, he responds to its essence. Sigma male community celebrates this disciplined pause as a mark of true strength. It's not about being cold but about being deliberate, a man who moves through the world on his own terms. If you've ever held back while others rush to react, you know this power. It's the stoic art of choosing your moment, ensuring your energy aligns with your purpose. For hands, silent scalpels of intent. The Sigma male's hands are not tools of flamboyance but instruments of precision, each gesture a calculated stroke in the language of presence. Forget wild waves or nervous fidgeting. His hands move with the economy of a master craftsman. A single tap of a finger carries the weight of a gavel, a subtle steeple while listening speaks of unshakable focus. These motions aren't random, they're stoic expressions of intent, carving boundaries and underlining truths without a word. In a heated debate, while others gesticulate to dominate, the Sigma's hands remain still, perhaps offering a single, slow gesture, a palm opening slightly, granting permission to speak, or a finger tracing a line in the air, marking a boundary. These movements aren't for show, they're punctuation marks in the conversation, each one deliberate, each one felt. The Stoic principle of acting with purpose governs here. His hands don't betray anxiety or seek approval, they define the space he occupies. Picture a coffee shop encounter. A friend rambles, hands flailing. The Sigma listens, one hand resting calmly, the other perhaps tapping once, twice to signal a shift in focus. That small motion stops the ramble cold, not through force but through presence. Others feel these gestures viscerally, sensing the unspoken rules they establish. It's a quiet power that reshapes the dynamic without raising a voice. At Sigma Male Community, we see the Sigma's hands as extensions of his inner discipline, a stoic reminder that every action should serve a purpose. If you've ever used a single gesture to command a room, you understand this. It's not about grand displays but about precision, a man whose smallest movements echo his unyielding resolve. 5. The walk, a sovereign moving through his realm. The Sigma male's walk is a study in self-possession, neither hurried nor performative. He moves with the unhurried certainty of a king traversing his own domain, his pace dictated by an internal compass rather than external eyes. There's no swagger to claim territory, no rush to prove urgency. His steps are measured, his posture grounded, his gaze level. This is the stoic art of being fully present, a man so rooted in himself that the world adjusts to his rhythm. In a bustling city street where others dodge and weave, the Sigma walks as if the crowd parts for him, not because he demands it, but because his calm momentum creates an invisible wake. His head doesn't bob, his chest doesn't puff. He's not walking to anyone or from anything, he's simply moving through his reality. This indifference to external validation is magnetic, a stoic rejection of the need to perform for others. Imagine a party. Men strut, women pose, all vying for attention. The Sigma moves through, his path direct, his presence a quiet revolution. People turn not because he demands it but because his grounded certainty feels like a counterpoint to their chaos. His walk says, "I carry my world within me." It's a signal that resonates, pulling others into his orbit without effort. Sigma male community honors this walk as a physical manifestation of stoic resilience, a man who moves through life unshaken by external pressures. If you've ever felt the world slow to match your pace, you know this power. It's the walk of a man who needs nothing beyond himself, a sovereign in motion. 6. The reverse lean, rewriting the power script. While others lean forward, chasing approval, asserting dominance, or craving connection, the Sigma male leans back, his posture a silent declaration of independence. This isn't disinterest, it's the stoic choice to grant the room an audience rather than beg for its attention. His lean back rewrites the script of power dynamics, neutralizing aggression and demanding substance. It's a subtle act of psychological judo, turning the energy of others back on themselves. In a boardroom, a boss leans in, voice sharp, expecting submission. The Sigma leans back, his body saying, "Your desk doesn't command my focus." The effect is immediate. The boss falters, sensing their authority questioned not by words but by presence. In a romantic setting, when a date leans in seeking a spark, the Sigma stillness becomes the challenge, brings something real. His rare lean forward, when it comes, carries the weight of a tectonic shift, precisely because it's earned. This reverse lean is rooted in stoic self-mastery, the ability to remain centered regardless of external pressures. It's not about detachment but about discernment, a man who engages only when the moment aligns with his values. Others feel this as a quiet demand for authenticity, their own posturing exposed by his refusal to mirror it. At Sigma Male Community, we see the reverse lean as a hallmark of the Sigma strength, a stoic refusal to be swayed by the world's noise. If you've ever shifted a dynamic by holding your ground, you know this power. It's the art of commanding respect not by force but by being an unmovable force of authenticity. 7. The anti-mirror, disrupting the social echo chamber. Social interactions thrive on mirroring, crossed legs, matched smiles, synchronized energy. The Sigma male shatters this rhythm, moving to his own frequency. If you escalate, he might dial down. If you rush, he slows. This isn't rebellion. It's the stoic principle of staying true to one's nature, refusing to conform to the unconscious scripts of the crowd. His presence is a gravitational field others must adjust to, not vice versa. In a lively group chat, where laughter and gestures sync, the Sigma's calm response stands out. He doesn't mirror the group's energy, he sets his own tempo. This disrupts the echo chamber, exposing the performative nature of others' reactions. His refusal to match their rhythm isn't aloofness, it's authenticity, a stoic commitment to his own truth over social harmony. Picture a heated argument, voices rise, gestures mimic. The Sigma sits, perhaps tilting his head slightly, his energy steady. The group feels the dissonance, their conformity laid bare by his refusal to echo. This anti-mirroring forces others to confront their own automatic responses, making his presence feel like a lightning strike in a mirrored room. It's not control, it's self-possession. Sigma Male Community celebrates this disruption as a mark of the Sigma's independence, a stoic refusal to bend to the crowd's rhythm. If you've ever shifted a room's energy by staying true to your own, you know this power. It's the strength of a man who doesn't reflect the world but redefines it through his authenticity. 8. The exit that lingers like a ghost. When most leave a room, it's a flurry of goodbyes, smiles, and lingering glances. The Sigma male exits with the finality of a door closing in a vacuum, calm, measured, without explanation. His departure isn't a performance, it's a stoic act of closure, signaling that his presence is dictated by his own terms. The absence of drama creates a void, leaving others haunted by the weight of his exit. Imagine a networking event, farewells drag, apologies linger. The Sigma slips away, his goodbye a single nod or a brief word, his body language broadcasting, "My decision is made." The room feels his absence like a sudden drop in pressure, people replaying interactions, dissecting his glances, searching for meaning in the silence he left behind. This isn't manipulation, it's the stoic art of living by one's own code, leaving others to grapple with their own need for closure. This lingering exit is magnetic because it defies expectation. In a world where departures beg for validation, the Sigma's quiet finality is a statement, I am complete within myself. Others feel the unresolved tension, their minds circling back to his presence, trying to decode the man who left without needing their approval. It's a signature etched in negative space. At Sigma Male Community, we see this exit as a testament to the Sigma's inner strength, a stoic refusal to perform for the crowd. If you've ever left a room and felt its energy shift in your wake, you know this power. It's the mark of a man whose presence lingers, not because he demands it, but because his authenticity leaves an indelible mark. 9. Spatial sovereignty, owning the unseen territory. The Sigma male doesn't dominate space with aggression or shrink into it with apology. He claims exactly what he needs, his presence an invisible fortress built on stoic self-containment. His body language creates an exclusion zone, not through intimidation but through an aura so potent it demands substance to approach. This spatial sovereignty is a silent rule. Enter only with purpose. In a crowded room where others spread out to assert dominance or huddle to avoid notice, the Sigma stands or sits with a precision that feels curated. His posture isn't expansive or defensive, it's balanced, his energy filling the space without overtaking it. People instinctively respect this boundary, sensing the unspoken truth. This man's space is his own, earned through inner clarity rather than external conquest. Picture a gym. Bodies jostle, egos flex. The Sigma moves through his space a bubble of calm amidst the chaos. Others adjust their paths not because he demands it but because his presence feels like a force field. This is the Stoic principle of controlling what's within your reach. His space is an extension of his mind, a territory defined by purpose and discipline. Sigma Male Community honors this spatial sovereignty as a mark of the Sigma's strength, a Stoic refusal to be defined by external pressures. If you've ever felt others respect your space without you saying a word, you know this power. It's the art of owning your presence, a man whose boundaries are felt, not seen. 10. The silence that speaks volumes louder than words. In a world that fears silence, the Sigma male wields it like a blade. His pauses aren't empty, they're pressure chambers forcing others to confront the weight of their own words. He listens into the quiet, his silence an active force that exposes insecurities and empty chatter. This is the Stoic art of patience, a man who doesn't need to fill voids with noise because his presence speaks louder than words. During a heated discussion, while others rush to speak, the Sigma's silence is a vacuum that pulls truth to the surface. His lack of chatter isn't passivity, it's assessment, a deliberate choice to let the moment reveal itself. The effect is profound. People stumble, their words faltering under the weight of his quiet scrutiny, their insecurities painted on the canvas of his silence. Imagine a date. The other person fills the air with nervous talk, seeking validation. The Sigma listens, his silence a mirror that reflects their unease. When he speaks, it's with precision, each word carrying the weight of his deliberate pause. This isn't manipulation, it's the Stoic clarity of letting truth emerge. A man who communicates more through what he doesn't say than what he does. At Sigma Male Community, we see this silence as a cornerstone of the Sigma's power, a Stoic refusal to be swayed by the noise of the world. If you've ever used silence to shift a dynamic, you know this strength. It's the mark of a man who speaks through presence, whose quiet commands the room. 11. Microexpression mastery, the unreadable becomes the reader. The Sigma male's face is a fortress of control, his emotions revealed not in broad gestures but in micro-expressions, subtle, deliberate signals that betray nothing unless he chooses. A fractional tightening around the eyes signals skepticism, a micro-tilt of the head shows deep processing, a fleeting softening at the mouth offers rare approval. These aren't leaks but calculated transmissions, rooted in the Stoic discipline of emotional mastery. In a poker game, while others betray their hands with grins or frowns, the Sigma's face is a mask, his micro-expressions so subtle they're felt more than seen. Others strain to decode him, their own uncontrolled tells, twitches, glances, giving away their hand while he reads them effortlessly. This imbalance is his power. He controls the output, forcing others to work for insight while he decodes their souls. Picture a tense family gathering. Emotions flare, voices rise. The Sigma's face remains calm, but a slight narrowing of his eyes or a faint tilt of his head shifts the dynamic. Others feel judged not because he speaks, but because his minimal signals carry undeniable weight. This is the Stoic art of restraint, a man who communicates power through precision, not performance. Sigma male community celebrates this micro-expression mastery as the Sigma's ultimate edge, a stoic refusal to broadcast emotion unless it serves his purpose. If you've ever controlled a room with a single glance, you know this power. It's the strength of a man who reads while remaining unreadable, a sovereign of his own emotional landscape. You've just walked through the 11 strange body language cues that mark a Sigma male, a man whose presence rewrites the rules of engagement with every silent gesture, every deliberate pause. These aren't just habits, they're the physical echoes of a stoic soul, a man who masters himself so completely that the world bends to his frequency. At Sigma Male Community, we exist to guide you on this path of self-reliance, resilience, and unyielding authenticity. Take these cues, reflect on them, and ask yourself, are you living as the sovereign of your own reality? Don't just watch, act. Apply these principles, embody this mindset, and let your presence speak louder than words. If this resonated, hit that like button to show your strength, drop a comment to share your thoughts, and share this video with men who need to hear this truth. If you're already subscribed, turn on notifications to never miss the wisdom we're building here. Sigma Male Community is your forge. Step into it and craft the man you were meant to be.